This video will give you the tech stack that we use for production of all the shows that we make. Okay. So this is going to go from guest management on one end to the execution and distribution of the pod or the show on the other hand. All right. We're not going to include the promotion of the show on social media. That's a whole other bag of cats. We're going to leave that for another day. Most of the time, there is a guest involved with most shows. There's plenty of shows that don't have a guest. It's just the host talking to a camera or a microphone. That's great. Those shows are incredibly powerful. But, there's a lot of value to having guests. And those guests need to be told what to do. They need to be told where to show up. They need to be told what their environment needs to be like if they're doing it remote. They need to be told how to prepare themselves and prepare their audience to get stuff. They need to be told where they're going to go to get the assets that we're going to create for them. Once somebody signs on and says, I will gladly be a guest on this show, we go ahead and put them into an automation on MailChimp. MailChimp's got a great journey processor. And, we're going to tell every guest the same thing every time. We thought a lot about what they need to know. We thought a lot about when they need to know it. We do not want to be scratching our heads going, did I mention to so-and-so that they're going to need to X, Y, Z? No. We've got a formula. It works. We put it in the emails. We distribute them out to the guests at a regular pace. We customize that so that we know how far in advance production is going to be from publication, and we can time everything so that the guest knows exactly what they need to know when they need to know it. Okay, from there, the first email out to the guest is going to be including a link to a form. The form will say, give us your name, give us anything you want us to know about your bio, give us all your socials, give us your headshots, give us the images you want, like all the stuff. And that could be multimedia type stuff. And so we have that form connect to Airtable. Airtable's a database software that connects to a metric ton of other shit. It's a great piece of software. We use Airtable to manage all of the different kinds of inputs that we get from different parts of the system. Internally at Vendetta, we use Slack. So all the members of the team that are using all these different pieces of software, wherever they are around the globe, all of those members of the team, they've got one point where there's a truth about what was said and what wasn't said, and we can stay consistent. So I recommend Slack. For all of our external stuff, we're using Gmail, big surprise there. And we're housing all of our documents, all of the video and audio files, we're housing them on G Drive. So that's where different versions of the recordings are going to go, and they're going to be archived there for, through the end of time in the next ice age. Once the guest has been properly prepared, they've given us the feedback, we have everything we need, we schedule to record with them in one of two places. We will record either remotely across Audacity, which is a completely free piece of software with a wonderful and vibrant community that would love for you to watch their YouTube videos telling you how to use the software to its limit. It's got a huge amount of capacity, which you don't need to understand almost at all, because by the time you need to know everything that it can do, you need to hire somebody else to do it. If we're not doing an audio only and we want to do video recording, we use Riverside. Now, Riverside's a great piece of software because what normally will happen is that if you're recording remotely, the remote recording is going to have a big problem, and that is a bandwidth issue. You see, a remote recording on like a Zoom, what it's going to do is it's going to capture the image of that recording as it appeared on your screen. And the image on that screen is going to be limited by the bandwidth of both parties going back and forth against one another. What Riverside does is it records in high res on one end and in high res on the other end on the native devices. It creates the files there, and then those files get uploaded afterwards and melded into one piece. So it's an excellent, excellent way to get much higher quality video than you'd otherwise get with just recording a video call of some kind. Once that's recorded, we need to edit that down. If we're recording in Audacity, we edit in Audacity. But if we're recording in Riverside, we need to edit it with a video editing software. If you know nothing about video editing, use Descript. Descript is absolutely wonderful. It will transcribe your whole conversation for you. That transcription will be editable simply by cutting or moving the text in the transcription. So it's super easy for a novice. It has a lot of other functionality, but it's perfect for somebody who has no idea what they're doing. Internally here, we use DaVinci Resolve, which is an extremely powerful piece of software. Like you could do a Marvel movie on this stuff, and I'm sure they do, because DaVinci Resolve, they're hardware makers. They're basically giving away the software, hoping that you're going to get good enough at it that you're going to want to buy their $2,000, $5,000 rig to edit on, because it's just a better way to do things. Now, you don't have to buy any of that. You don't even have to, like there's an upgraded version of the software which has a couple extra bells and whistles you may want. If you do decide to do that, all the software that I mentioned here, with the exception of Audacity, which is completely free, all the software has a free version and kind of an upscaled pay version, a freemium model paid version. Almost everything, you have to do that on a monthly basis. You have to make that payment. With DaVinci, there's a one-time fee of, I think it's like $250 or something to get their upgraded software. They're just that good. They don't need to make money on you doing that. They know that if you're getting good at this, you're going to want to buy the hardware down the road. So it's like you're being part of their sales pipeline is greatly to your advantage if you want probably the most sophisticated software out there. For graphics, name, chyrons, for anything that's going to appear on the screen that wasn't in the recording, we use Canva, which is a graphics editing software. Again, free, but with a premium version. We'll build whatever we need to build with a transparent background, transport it over either in G Drive or across Slack, and the editing team will then drop it into the video so that it has what we need it to have. Once we've got that all edited, we take the finished product, we distribute across all the different platforms via Libsyn. Libsyn is a piece of software. I don't think they have a free version. I think they've got some like $5 a month version or something. But their software is just in the distribution game. So if you upload all of your stuff, like images, show notes, all the conceivable parts of the thing to fill out to the one place on Libsyn, they'll then distribute it to Apple and Spotify and Google and Amazon and anybody else that needs to be distributed across to. And that's the whole shooting match. There's more stuff that we use internally to run the company, but to run the production, that's the tech stack that you can use. All of it's got a free version, with the exception, I think, of Libsyn. Libsyn might, like I said, it might be $5 a month or something, $10 a month for the cheapest version. Use it, work hard.